Alright, so the last video was about the list. This time I'm going to show you other places. Other places is just the other places here. There are more places than just what you see. I'm just trying to hide as much as I can for simplicity. The first one on the list is the Planning Center. All the Planning Center really does, I need to fix that, is open up the current Planning Center that we use in a little window here. So it's just an easy place so that there's one place where leadership goes. So we log into the Planning Center there. Announcements, very simple. Like I said, this really doesn't even need a separate place. I could put this somewhere else, and it's on the home page. Clicking a new, creating a new announcement is as simple as creating a new item. Announcement. Well, anyways, you get it. Blah blah. And this expires because we don't want announcements to just sit there and pile up. We want them to expire and go away after the event is over. So I can view the announcement, edit the item, look at the compliance details. I can create a workflow here. Biggest thing that I really can do here is, well, I don't want to just set it. I can just set an alert on that announcement, but what I really want to do is go to this whole entire list. Go to list properties up here. See this alert me. Oops. I can do RSS feeds like you just saw. That was a mistake though. An RSS feed is similar to an alert, but not as good as an alert. So I can set an alert on announcements via email or via text message. I can get the alert no matter what changes in here or only when new items are created. I can also set alerts just when someone else changes something, or I can send daily summaries of all the changes here, or I can just send a weekly summary. And this is going to be the same on any list. For example, even if we go to the list, going to the list, I can go in here and I can create alert when any new person comes up here. And that really opens up a lot of possibilities because of the notification. I won't go into detail about notifications, we'll do that later. Groups map was giving me a hard time just a moment ago. Let's see if it's still giving me a hard time. Okay, there we go. It was giving me a hard time earlier. But I have 4 of our 7 groups already in here. So this is just pretty much a map that says, you know, hey, this is where we have home group meetings. Nothing too fancy about it. Groups map, leadership email. It's exactly what it says. And you can go here and get the leadership email anytime you want to. You can see here's a couple things. I think Dean's doing a good job of cleaning things up. Looks like I haven't seen this. This is the current roster, key roster. Okay, so Dean threw the key roster out. Haven't seen that. So that's site mailbox. Going back to the team site, we saw email. Here's leadership tasks. This is real simple. There's a new task. We have a lot of tasks, and task name: take out the garbage. Whatever. Start date, due date. And this isn't as helpful when we only have role-based users in here as it would be if we had name-based. You know, I could actually assign this to Dean, I could actually assign this to Ken, I could actually assign this to somebody else. I can show more, and I can keep up with, you know, each of us as leaders can jump in here and say, you know what, I did some of this, I'm about 15%, you know, I took it outside. And then here's predecessors. This is a good way of, you know what, let's say the garbage goes in the barn, and Jesse needs to be the one who's doing it. So it's I have a task predecessor of I can't finish taking out the garbage until Jesse Jesse can't finish taking out the garbage until we get him the barn key. See how that kind of, I don't know, helps manage tasks that need to be created. And again, don't forget, all of this can be managed and manipulated via our mobile devices. I've got a little place here for leadership talks. Not sure if if this will really be, tasks, sorry. Leadership discussions. I don't know if we'll utilize this, but we can actually create discussion boards in here. So, this is something Dean and I were talking about. Like here, what's the key? Let's just look at this one. What's the key to getting user acceptance? Because this is not going to be easy. So I said, how will we get Nancy to embrace this? This is going to be difficult for her. How will we get Ken to embrace this? This costs money, so we're not sure, will Ken want to spend the money on this? It's not much, $15 for church administrator and $15 for church leaders, but it costs money. How do we show its value to Ken? And, how will Nancy embrace this technology? And then I said, we'll just tie them up and show them 24 hours of YouTube videos about SharePoint. But point being, here's a place where we can go in here and we can actually have conversations on discussions on topics. All right, so leadership contacts, this is just a place where, where do we store the phone number for the air conditioning repair guy, or the alarm management company, whatever. Any contacts we have, we can store them all here. So they're not in some spreadsheet somewhere. They're not on somebody's computer. We don't have to, back up anything else. All of the contacts that leaderships will need will be here. Leadership links. This is just a quick and easy place to go where we can, links to other websites. Go to leadership links to places that are outside that we cannot put in here. Leadership links. Meeting notes. This opens up web access version of what's called OneNote. It's just one place to store your notes. Meeting notes, planning notes, discussion notes. So, meeting notes for every time, say we have a meeting on, elders we wouldn't put in here, but, leadership group planning. All right, while we're having the meeting, we open this up and we take notes as we're talking. Hey, Dean said stuff. It would be a good idea to do this or that. Dira agreed to do whatever. Point being, these notes are available. We don't have to email them out, send them out. They're just always here. So every time, should we not use them in the future? Or if this doesn't need to be kept in here, we can delete it. But point being, it's a one-stop shop where we can take notes about every conversation that we have, every planning discussion, every meeting. There's just a lot of stuff there. Church projects, anything that is going to take more than a day or so. It's actually, this would be a separate calendar just for, specifically project. We don't need to put all of our project stuff on the main calendar. This would be a separate calendar for great big tasks. Will we use that? I don't know, but it's, simple to create, simple to delete. Records Center. This is where we keep all of our documents. And, not just documents, but versions. For example, I put a sample bylaws in here. We could throw our bylaws in there, and we could all work on them together. And, see, we can actually check it out. Edit, share, follow. I can actually, okay, so it's checked out to me, I know, because of that little thing. So I could check it out, and nobody could make changes to it while I was working on it until I checked it in. So by doing that, we could collaborate together, and all the leadership and elders and everybody, whoever, could collaborate on rewriting the bylaws, which I understand is one of our tasks. But anyway, so Record Center are documents that don't change. They don't, we don't want to have. This is a much more secure place to store things. Come on, my internet is acting up again. Come on. Alright, so we did Record Center. We also got student management. Like I said, this is kind of like kid check. But maybe this is something we could use for Awana, or maybe not at all. Since we have kid check, maybe we don't need this. But at least you know this has the ability to pretty much do the same thing. I can manage student details, manage teacher details, manage class details, of course guardians. I can sign in and sign out a student. We got different teachers, classes. We can do some reports on, who's attending, whatnot. I won't go into detail there. Like I said, we've already got kid checks, so that may never be useful. But we do have it. A little discipleship community here. Again, we may not really need this. It's just kind of like just a little community, not unlike the leadership community, but this would be more of, specifically discipling each other. Again, not real fancy. It may not be something we use. Discipleship training. Here, this is just a little, list of training classes, discipleship training classes, group training classes. We talked about putting this stuff together, but we haven't really put it together. So, and obviously I used a little app based on Access. So I didn't actually build this here. I just imported this and made it for us. And then practice tests. Again, this is pretty robust stuff. This is still just the basics, but we can actually, for a great example here would be Discipleship 101 class. We could actually take the questions take questions from the Discipleship 101. People could actually go in here and take the test, and we could actually say, they passed the Discipleship 101 class, and therefore they're able to teach the 101 class. I don't know. Might be a little bit forward thinking, but it's in there. So that's pretty much it for other places. So I'll go ahead and stop this video and start another video on something else.